So hello everyone, my name is Mitchell from Mitchell Accessories and Electronics. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to show you how you can parallel 2 units of an Itel Energy solar inverter. So right here we have an 8 kilowatts solar inverter each from Itel Energy, and we have 2 units of the 16 kilowatt hour from Itel Energy. So right here we've done the communication, and both inverters are already parallel together and communicated to the batteries. So the first thing you have to do, you have to mount the inverters first. After you're done mounting the inverters, you make sure there is enough spacing between them. This is the Wi-Fi antenna in case you want to monitor this remotely on your phone, the energy that comes in and goes out, and the battery percentage, generally the system settings and how it works. You can monitor it remotely. So, and after you are done mounting, these are the battery connections, the battery in. So the battery connection will come here. You parallel them to go into the breaker that breaks it from the battery. That's the first. Then the same thing goes for the grid charging, which is also like if you want to charge with a generator or NEPA, you join them together and connect them to a breaker. The same thing for the output, you do the same thing. So I would now show you the complicated parts of paralleling this inverter. So this might confuse you. So bring the camera closer, let me show you. So we have the parallel port, which is right here. So you can just plug this one to be the slave. You can plug this one as out. Then this one can be the master, which is the in. And see, we plugged it on in. And see right there. Then after you do that, uh, you can also parallel the batteries by connecting the parallel out to the parallel in. This is the parallel in. This is the parallel out. So we have the deep switch. So where you turn one of the deep switch button on, since we have two batteries, this one is on, and the second one, you turn the second button on. Then this is now the battery communication to the inverter. So as you can see, it is written Itel battery here. So then this Itel communication cable is kind of nice because it has different cables for different inverters. They built their battery to work with different inverters. So this one now, as you can see, this is the where it separates. This one is for in case you are using a max power inverter or a Voltronic inverter and Tesla inverter, Knox inverter. So here there is also more Crown, Invarex. You use this cable to communicate their batteries to your inverter. Then we also have a cable that is solely built for Felicity inverters. You can see it's colored blue. Itel built this for solely their to work with only Felicity inverters, just this one. Then after you are done with all this, you make sure that the systems are turned off. Then you turn them on. The first thing you have to turn on are the batteries. Turn the batteries on. Then if this your battery breaker is turned off, you turn it on. Currently it's on right now. Then you come to the settings. So as you can see right here, the inverters are already parallel. This is the slave. It is online. And we have the master here. So to be able to do this, you can use any of them as the slave or the master. Then you have to come here to the settings. Once you come here, you go to advanced function mode. As you can see right here, advanced function mode. Then you click on the enter. So as you can see, currently it's on. But if you want to do these settings, you have to turn off. You have to turn off the inverter mode. You have to turn it off. Press enter. Once you turn it off, I don't want to turn it off. Once you turn it off, you come down here and enter the inverter mode. You press enter. You select, there is different option. There is single, there is L3 phase, there is L2 phase, L1, and parallel. You click on parallel and press enter. Once you do that, the parallel will stay. And after you've done that, you have to go up and turn it back on. Here, you turn it back on. After you've turned it off there, turn it back on here. You do the same thing on the second inverter. This is just to parallel both inverters. So you come here, you enter, you do the same thing, you turn this off, you go down, you go into this one, you select the parallel mode, which is already on parallel. You have to make sure that this on is off before it can be able to stay on both inverters. So after you've done that, you press enter. Then once you've pressed the enter, you would see syncing. It will load and both inverters will parallel together. Then you now come down to how you parallel the inverters to the BMS, which is the batteries. You now come to the settings. Which is the battery settings. You click on enter. Then since you are using a lithium battery that works with BMS, you have to use the LI. There are different functions there. AGM, no battery. It can work without battery. User sets, LIB. LIB is not for BMS, so just be cautious. Flood, then you use the leads. It is permanently on Pylon Tech 485. I don't know, for some reasons, maybe it's because of the battery. So after you do that, you click on enter, then you press back. Then after you are done with all this, you wait for the inverters to sync, because once you press the parallel, they will sync here. You see syncing. After it's both synced, you turn it off and turn it back on. Then everything will be working very fine. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned one or two. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you will learn more. Like I said, by tomorrow we are going to be concluding this installation and commissioning this installation, and probably we might connect it to our phone to monitor. Make sure to like and subscribe. Very important to learn more. Thank you.